Does about work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so let's just begin by grounding ourselves, feeling the surface of the feet, each toe, the balls of the feet, the outer edges, and the heels. And where you are in your chair might have an impact on how you're able to feel your feet. If you're further back, you might not feel as much surface. If you're on the edge, you might have a little more weight through the feet. Either, whatever you prefer is fine. And then just notice the contact you have with the chair, how much of your thighs are touching. Feeling the sit bones. And maybe just as you become more aware of your seat, that it may change where you're located with your torso. So maybe then, because you shift a little bit, maybe to either the front of the sit bones or the back of the sit bones, you might feel your spine change its relationship. And see if you can find that nice, tall, relaxed spine. Shoulders released and drop downward. And the head just poised on the neck. And then tune into the breath. We're just going to do some long, deep breathing. See if you can first just feel as you inhale the belly rise. And then let the breath grow and move into the middle ribs and chest. And then as you exhale, the release through the chest and the ribs. And then the belly. And again, just notice if any, as you're breathing, if any parts of the body just let go. You might feel something in your feet, or in your legs, or your back. Just give permission to your body to just let go of anything, any habit, any unnecessary tension. And watch as the breath rises and falls. And the body quiets and the mind quiets. And shift your focus as you continue to breathe to the feeling of energy in the body. Where do you feel most vital? What feels tingly or active? Does anything feel disconnected? And if so, just invite it back. Integrate it into the whole, the awareness of your whole body. We will drop the arms to the sides of the chair now. Just let your arms hang. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing in and taking the arms up to the sides. Flipping the hands so the palms are facing up halfway. And then overhead with the inhale. Reaching, and you can release the breath or hold the breath. Hands together or apart, doesn't matter. Just reach long through both sides of the waist. And exhale, lower. Flipping the hands halfway. We'll repeat this 2 more times. Really taking the time at your own pace to feel the extension through the arms and any tension or sensation of stretch. Again, feeling expansion through the sides of the waist and maybe also through the rib cage as you breathe. On this next time, see when you go up, if you can feel taller, if you can find just that little bit more length through your spine. And then when you finish this last one for yourself, you can just rest your hands on your lap. So we're just going to take one leg out in front, flexing the foot. So just feel the stretch through the calf. Where you are on your chair will have an impact on how it feels. So you might want to scoot either forward to make it a little more challenging or back onto your chair to make it a little less work. And from here, just rotate your ankle. Take my sock off so you can see my foot. So rotate your ankle. And notice not just the ankle, but the impact of rotating the ankle all the way up the leg. And then switch directions. Notice the effort it's taking in your thigh to hold the leg up. And when it becomes too much, you can release the leg down. See how long you can hold it. We'll go to the other side when you're ready. So extending the other foot, just flexing the toes back towards the body. And then circles through the ankle. Again, noticing any sensation, not just at the ankle, but along both sides, inner and outer sides of the leg, up through the knee, possibly even into the hip a little bit. And then switching directions with the circles. Again, just noticing as we hold the leg, the effort of the thigh. And releasing when you need to. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to take the first leg out again and then bring that heel somewhere onto the other thigh. And it doesn't matter if your knee's up here or if it's straight across, wherever it's comfortable. And if you need to hold it up with your hands, that's fine too. This alone, you might feel quite a bit of stretch under your leg. And if that's the case, then you can just stay here. If you want something a little deeper, just keep your foot flexed to protect your knee, and you can bend forward at the hip crease. So a nice flat back. And we'll just hold here and breathe. And I know it's always a temptation, especially for me, an avid overstretcher, to go too far and to have the body kind of resist. You want to be on the other side, the soft side of any resistance. So here would be a great place to do some Ujjayi breath, that Darth Vader-like breath. And just notice what might be changing, maybe slowly, but when we give it time, the body starts to unfold a little bit deeper, perhaps. You might be able to fall a little more forward. Connect into the sole of the foot that's still on the ground. And also just feel both of your sit bones anchored to the chair as well. So sometimes the mind wants to just go in and stretch a muscle and be done. But the muscle wants time because it doesn't have a time. It doesn't, there is no time for the muscle. It just needs what it needs. And again, if you start to soften or feel comfortable letting the upper body round, you're welcome to do that, but only if it feels safe for the outer leg and hip. Maybe that knee starts to fall more open. And then we will slowly begin to walk back up. And very slowly uncross that leg. You can stretch it out. And before we go to the other side, just feel any sensation through that side of the body. You might even feel, like I do, a flood of kind of the blood or the circulation changing down the leg. And notice how the other one feels, kind of different, okay? Not as much energy or tingling through it. So let's go to the other side, stretching that foot in front and flexing and bringing that heel somewhere onto your thigh. This side might be quite different, so adjust as necessary. And then just bending forward from the hip crease towards that leg as much as is comfortable. And we'll just continue with Ujjayi breath here, deep breath. Again, feeling that anchored foot, your sit bones. If there's any release through that hip and thigh, you can maybe bend a little closer towards the leg. Sometimes because we work with half of the body, when we go to the other half, it's actually already kind of learned from the first half. So you might find this side releasing a little more quickly. And again, just notice any resistance to being still and to giving time to the body to unwind. Again, just noticing if that knee has dropped open at all. If it's comfortable, you can always leverage your elbow on that knee to draw it downward a little more. And then slowly coming back up. And uncrossing, shaking out if you need to. Okay, so let's do a forward fold. So we'll have the hands on the thighs and we'll come down with a flat back. So keep your back nice and straight. And rest your belly on your thighs. If you just notice whether your sit bones peel away from the chair or not. It doesn't matter if they do, just notice. And then you can round your back over the thighs if that's comfortable. And you can bring your hands either to your ankles or the tops of your feet or even the floor. Just let your head rest, relax your neck. Using your hands as an anchor, either at your ankles or on your thighs, to push yourself with a flat back up. Good, just take a moment to let the blood settle from your head into your body again. Okay, and we'll take a twist. So let's bring the arms overhead with the inhale. When you exhale, just open the arms, one to the back, one to the front. Grab the opposite knee. You can grab the back of the chair if you like, or just rest it somewhere behind you. Keeping the sit bones well grounded, the hips are both facing forward, so the twist is in the upper back, not the lower back. Nice deep breaths. Just notice how the breath is either obstructed or changed from the twist. After this next deep inhalation, we'll exhale and come back to the front. And then again, bringing the arms up. Opening to the other side now. Hand outside of the knee or twisting towards. Feel the full length of the spine, so just check you're not sagging through the lower back, nice and tall. Deep breaths and noticing any change in how the breath can flow through this position. Can you feel that same sense of belly falling and rising with the breath that you did when we started class? One more deep breath. When you're ready with the exhale, just coming back to the front. Good. Okay, let's bring one knee up to the chest. So a nice squeeze in. And here we have the option, of kind of rounding through the spine. But what I'd like is for you to be kind of straight through the back. So if you need to lean back to bring that knee in, that's fine. And release. Let's go to the other side. So bringing that knee in. And release. Let's go to the first side. And now I would like you to extend that leg and round through the back so that as much as you can extend it, doesn't have to be straight. We're just kind of round it over with the chin down. And then take it back in and lengthen through the spine. So a bit of cat-cow here. And careful you don't bring your neck too far back, Stephanie. So just moving in between those two, that really rounded position and that nice straight back, tall back. You might be able to bring your leg a little closer to your body each time, but that's only if it's comfortable. Last time. And then when you finish, just bring both feet back to the ground. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, you can take a moment or you can start right into the next side. So start by taking that knee in with a flat back. Extending that leg and rounding. Maybe 2 more times. And then on your last one, just releasing foot to the ground, sitting up tall, just taking a nice deep breath to release any contraction. Okay, very nice. Let's pick up the chair so we can use the back or the seat to just do a flat back kind of downward dog version. So you're going to use either the back of the chair or the seat. Walk your legs back so that your heels are right under your hips and your back can be fairly flat. You don't have to be parallel to the ground if that's too much. So, but that's what we're shooting for, if you can do it. And let the chest drop between the arms. And pull up on the belly. So the whole back body is kind of moving towards the ceiling. But the chest is moving towards the ground. Notice where your weight is on your feet. See if you can just lift up through the heels a tiny fraction. Hold and breathe and adjust as necessary to be comfortable and at the degree of stretch that works for you. Stay active through your hands. They're reaching away. They're lengthening the sides of your body. The backs of your legs are spreading and reaching open to the space behind you. With a very deep breath in, you can either arch your back in a cat-cow kind of way to start to walk your feet back, or you can not worry about the back and just simply walk towards your hands. Okay. So we're done with the chair. I'm going to get another light on just because it's getting darker.
You want that there then, don't you? Put that chair there and you put the camera. Be muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just take your time to set up your space. We're going to be on all fours to start.
To mute people.
So just setting yourself up in all fours when you're ready. Just kind of shifting your weight and orienting yourself in this position, finding your support through the arms, support through the knees to the hips. Hello, puppy. And then just begin to make your spinal movements. Moving with the breath. Exhaling as you round. Inhaling as you bring the chest through. And once you start to feel a little freer, maybe through the spine, you can start to do some other types of movements. So just whatever feels good here. Just noticing any parts of your spine that feel maybe tight or more restricted. Playing with any variations that you know of that we've done before. So feet flat or toes bent back. You can change the position of the hands and flip the wrists if you want. So whatever you want to get out of this all fours position. And at any point you feel ready, just bring your weight back towards your heels with your toes bent. And just kind of do some bouncing here, a little pulse. Kind of stretching through the toes. And then when you feel ready, just go up to downward dog whenever that pulse kind of takes you there. So just see if you can remember the sensation you had at the chair. We want the same sensations here of bringing that chest through the arms and toward the floor. The arms really active. The legs opening to the space behind. The belly pulled in and up in our Uddiyana Bandha. We're gonna step forward now with the left leg into a lunge. So you can either step through, or you can help, you can come down to your knees first and then step forward. So whatever works for you. If you can step straight through. So the back knee can be up or it can be on the floor, whatever you prefer at the moment, okay? We're just gonna be in this lunge position. You can rest on your leg if you like, or just have your hands on either side of your leg. It's up to you. Again, your toes can be bent back or they can be flat. So you can experiment or change halfway through. We'll just be here for a minute or so. And as you're here, just continue to work towards bringing this back hip down towards the ground. So let the front of that thigh release to the ground. You don't have to do it. Let your body just soften in that direction. And also just check your knee is over your ankle or close to. We don't want to put too much pressure on that knee. Now, if you are comfortable just holding, that's fine. If you feel like you want a little more of something, you can work with your arms out to the sides or overhead. That intensifies things quite a bit, so move slowly. You can also have your hands interlaced behind you to open the chest. So whichever you prefer. Just notice how the legs might be gripping to hold yourself up. See if you can find the bones, the structure, and release some of that gripping around the bones of the muscles. And then let's step back into all fours from there. And into a child's pose to rest. When you're ready, we'll go into downward dog again. So pressing the toes back and peeling yourself up from child's pose. Hold this as long as you like. And when you're ready, just step through with that other leg into the lunge. And again, you can lunge with the knee up in the back, or you can lunge with the knee down, foot flat or toes back. Check your knee over ankle. Make sure that you're still breathing, and if you notice any obstruction to the breath, just see if you can change your position slightly to make the breath more accessible. And again, just working, or not working so much as allowing the front of that back thigh to release towards the ground. You can put your hands on your lower back and imagine that that tailbone is sinking downward. And then if there's any arm movements you want to do here to explore, feel free. When you're ready, we're going to come down into a pigeon pose. So I know that we've done it a couple times. So you want to bring that front leg down to the ground, and if you can keep that shin parallel to your mat, that's good, but you don't have to. So I've always found it easier to have it at a bit of an angle as opposed to straight across. So just find where it's comfortable for you. And I'm going to turn this way just so you can see. So there's space between my heel and my inner thigh here, okay? I'm using my hands to keep my back quite straight. So I'm pushing into the ground with my arms, and that's helping me elongate through the spine. You can, if you'd like, bend your toes back, and that's going to change the sensation, probably intensify. The other thing you can do is lift that knee off the ground, which again is a little deeper stretch through that groin. So just be delicate with this here. Okay, there's a lot to feel because it's all in the hips on both sides. And if, I know I didn't have you get props ahead of time, but if you have something you can grab that can give you some extra support, you're welcome to do that. And if you're comfortable, you can just go all the way to the ground with your arms, just rest your head. So again, just notice if there's too much sensation anywhere, just adjust until you're comfortable. See if you can breathe as fully as before. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, you can come back up to the arms. And then just drag that leg behind you towards an all fours position. And we'll switch. So bringing the other knee forward. The other thing you can do is you can stuff something under the bent leg. So if I were to put that, that's something I can rest on. So that might also be more comfortable than having space there. So finding length through the spine. And you may extend the toes or lift that back knee to kind of feel a different sensation through the back leg. And then as the body releases, just coming down to wherever you're comfortable with or without a prop. So there are places in the body where we habitually hold tension. Places like the jaw and the shoulders and neck, and also the hips, notorious for holding emotional stuff. So release any held emotion or stress deep in the hips. Deep breaths. On your next exhalation, we're just going to, if you can, just lift your hips so that you can slide the front leg back behind you, so we'll be on our bellies. So just take a moment to lie flat on the belly. And just feel into that sensation, the energy, the movement of blood and sensation of muscle release through the hips and the legs. The lunges and the pigeon pose can be really helpful if you have lower back problems. So you might feel different around the lower back as well, into the buttocks. Relax and feel the belly moving towards the ground with the inhale. The upper body or the back body moving up with the inhale, and then everything falling with the exhale. So I'm gonna share with you something that we have not done before. So you might have to just take a moment to watch this next little bit. So make yourself comfortable so you can do that. So we're gonna be on the belly. You're gonna bend the toes back so that you can lift the knees off the mat, okay? Once your knees are lifted off the mat, you decide whether you want to go left or right. You're going to bring one knee, let the one knee drop, and drag it to the other side. Okay, so my mat kind of moved with me. So you're dragging across the body, and then bring the other knee to meet it. So what we're kind of doing here is we're kind of doing a half lying on your side from the torso down and half still lying on your belly from the upper belly up. So it's a form of a twist, but it's facing downward, okay? So it might take a moment to figure out how to move. Take your time. The first thing you'll need to do is extend both of your legs on your toes and lift the knees from the ground. So just do that first. Just kind of bend the toes back and just feel the lifting of the legs. And then you can release. And just kind of imagine before you do the movement, just imagine dragging one knee across your body to the other side. And then when you feel ready to try it, just let your body remain really heavy. So try not to lift yourself, the whole body off the ground. You have to lift a little in order to get that knee over. And just see if you can find your way to bring it across. And just notice, you might want to maybe not go all the way at first, maybe just stop halfway and just kind of feel this kind of weird position. And you may or may not want to bring the other knee bent to meet it so that your hips are kind of stacked. That's up to you. So this is very much something you have to feel your way through. And if you can, just try to release the upper body, let it be released to the ground. So you can have your arms out straight, or you can have them kind of bent towards the head, whatever works. If you find yourself fairly comfortable here, then one thing you can do is twist a little deeper. So bring that back shoulder kind of away from the body. And just make sure you're breathing. And again, you want to be, this isn't a posture where we have to hold ourselves up. This is a posture where we can just really release everything. So see if you can find just that space of release and let go into the ground. To release, we're going to go back the same way we came. So you'll have to extend your legs and then drag that knee back the way it came to be flat again. And just take a moment there in between sides to feel the difference between right and left. And then when you're ready, just bend the toes back again, lifting the knees to start. Just do that a few times. And then when it feels right, drag the other knee across the other way. And I'm getting a cramp, and that might happen to you too. So it's from not really using these particular muscles to do this on a very frequent basis. So if you do have any cramping, just kind of shake it out and start again. So to get rid of the cramp, I had to bring my top leg a little further forward of my lower leg. So it's not that you have to have your legs stacked one on the other. You need to find comfort above all else. So again, just finding that place where you can completely let go into the ground in this twist. And if you want a little more sensation, accentuating the upper body twist and that back shoulder moving away. So that front shoulder can also move slightly upward. And when you're ready, just coming back the way you came. So dragging the bottom leg back to its original position and laying flat for a few minutes. When you feel like it, you can just turn onto your back. And just bring your knees into your chest, just to give a little counter for the lower back. Go gently, because we were in a bit of extension. And if there's any other movement you want to do here on your back, feel free to do that. We're going to enter Shavasana in about a minute, so you can take any kind of movements you feel like you want here. When you're ready, just bringing yourself to a Shavasana, corpse pose. Blankets, pillows, whatever you need to fully relax and feel warm. And welcome to non-doing. I have a quote that I wanted to read to you. This quote is by Billy Chapata, who I don't know who that is, but I thought this was a really powerful quote. When your bones are tired of carrying everyone else's problems, and when your lungs are tired of breathing life into other people, return back home to yourself for a while. Shift your energy back inwards. Reunite with peace again. Reunite with peace again. No one to take care of. Nothing to do. No lists. No tasks. No efforts. As you breathe in and out, let each exhale remove all tensions, all contractions, all stress. Each inhale bringing energy, nourishment, and healing to wherever it's needed. Exhaling, release. Inhaling, receive. Simple abiding in awareness. Awareness of your breath. Awareness of your body. Awareness of the floor. The air in the room around you. The sounds. Back to the breath. And again, the floor. The sound of my voice. The muscles of the face. The spine. The arms. The legs. The breath. The silence. When you're ready, Bringing your attention back to the breath, feeling the air as it goes through the nose. And then starting to move fingers and toes. Take your time. Bring back that stillness, that quiet into your waking life. You don't have to leave it behind. Any movements you want to do to bring more movement and awakeness to the body. And at any point you can roll onto your side. Just take a moment there to rest in a fetal position. And only when you're ready, just pushing yourself up to a seated position.
It's not dark yet.
Okay. So if you want to unmute Ian and stuff, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So, wow, you might feel this in your hips tomorrow.
I think
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. So make sure you drink lots of water. So let's rub the hands together. Feeling the heat between them. And let's breathe in. And release. And breathe into 2 now. Om Shanti. 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 Om. Om. Peace. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.